finding that obviously anesthetic doesn't work as well when this is inflamed. So we're gonna, very superficially, you wanna add some freezing. You wanna try and avoid the capsule because sometimes you can't, but if we get into it, it'll distend the capsule and that's painful for the patient. And obviously you wanna avoid that as much as possible. You could have an option here, sorry about that, of doing a widespread circumferential block. The problem with that is anesthetic is not overly comfortable, and you have to do a big block, and even though it seems like the infection is just here, it can sometimes involve the superficial tissues, and you can have a situation where you've added lots of anesthetic and it still is uncomfortable for the patient. So this is our number 27 gauge needle, so we use small as possible. So I'm gonna feel a little poke here. So I'm gonna just have the bevel in, and I want that to blanch. You okay?
Yeah.
So that's what I want it to be doing. Just like that. Because more than anything else, we certainly want the incision to not be as uncomfortable. Like the patient's still going to be feeling pressure and when we're pushing and those type of things. But the incision discomfort, we want to be taking that away for sure. You're okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I want that whole area, certainly where I'm going to be incised and be blanching, and a little bit to the side here. Still okay?
Yeah.
And she's stoic. Like this stuff, if you've never had local anesthetic, this stuff stings quite a bit, to be quite honest. I've had lots of people who scream and yell and cry out. My nurse will tell you it's always men, but that's not always the case. She might be more right than wrong, but that's not always the case. Okay, does that hurt when I do that?
No.
No pain. So for this one, you want to have a puncturing blade. So I'm just switching out a 15 blade for a 11. You okay?
Yeah.
So this is all pus material there, and that's the keratin. So this is what shows you as a cyst. You okay?
Yeah.
So you can tell there's some tensile pressure there. There's some thickened keratin there that has to come out. You can see that when I push on it, it's just sticking on the rim a little bit. So it's certainly a case where you use a curette, so you can break down adhesions. Doesn't hurt too much when I do that.
No.
So if it's too uncomfortable, you can use like a Q-tip as well, or a plastic curette. The metal ones obviously work better in terms of breaking down adhesions. So So doing here at the nape and neck, we always get this trouble with baby hairs. Sometimes I tape them down, and at times it's always problematic. But we're obviously going to clean that up before we're all done here. You okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying to take out a little bit of the extra membrane that's there. So this is the problem with these cases that are inflamed like this. The membrane becomes very, very friable, so it doesn't break away very nicely. Which is why we'll have to let this heal and then go back in and take this out properly down the road. Thank you. This is always the problem we get into with these inflamed patches. You can see the membrane that's there. It seems like it should be easily removable. That's what this is up through here. But it doesn't remove as nicely as it should. So I still do this because if we can minimize this, there's still a chance if you take enough of it off. You okay?
Yeah.
But it may not recur, although I would bet against it in this particular case. And the other problem we'll have obviously too, which we're getting away with right now, but is the anesthetic issue. So we have enough here that we can do this part. I'm going to irrigate this now. And I always do that whenever we have a ruptured field. Helps clean it out, but it also helps loosen up more membrane. So essentially here I'm going to be putting pressure on this from different angles. So once I get it to that stage, this is where I'll take my swab. So again, remember what we're trying to find, pus is just dead bacteria, and what we're trying to find is live bacteria. Because that's what will actually grow, and we want to see what resistance patterns looks like if there's actually bacteria that's there. And then just overnight I'm going to pack this, so we don't pack for very long anymore at all. But the cases where I'll still pack is when we're looking for hemostasis, so it just is continuing to bleed. Just do that. You okay?
Yeah.
So all of these hairs we'll take back out. And while this seems pretty obvious, you just sort of see when we clip these hairs beforehand. We actually did before the procedure, but the patient shifted just a little bit, and that's not her fault at all. This happens, and then all of a sudden you have baby hairs that are in the area. You're okay?
Yeah. So the reason why we'd pack overnight, so beyond just stopping the bleeding part,
in case we didn't get all the loculations, which I think we actually did, it feels like we did, but allows them to collapse in overnight, and then those will drain back out tomorrow. Look at this here.